Hey, hi, howdy, it's Arsha, back from the dead. I know, it's been like a millennium since I last uploaded, but today, I have for you my first competitive Mario Kart World event. Well, it's actually my third, because I didn't record the other two, and I'm doing a voiceover because sometimes my audio is a little quiet compared to the game audio, and because I'm recording on a Mac, it's tough to separate the audio into two different streams, so yeah, you get a voiceover. I will still include the game audio at times, so there is that, but without a further ado, on to the video. Alright, first up we have DK Pass. And at this box I'm not going to get triple shrooms, which I do get, but then Sewell drops a banana, and it's totally unavoidable. I use a mushroom to recover, chain up the set, and I unfortunately pull a boomerang. And for those of you who don't know, in 8 Deluxe, if you were in 9th or worse, you could get one of the better items, but in this game it's 10th or worse. So that is a change they made. I do decide to go for cut, even though it is a little risky. And I almost paid for it with that guy holding triple greens, so I just decided to not drift and go slow, just to avoid it. I trimmed through the cut to recover, and now I'm in 3rd. So I just try to burn my rang, throw it backwards just in case anything comes for me. The guy over there fails, so I have no clue what happened. And then I get dropped, and I fall all the way to 10th. So I do get a 10th place box. I get Mega Triple Shrooms, which is a very good pull. I decide to use the Mega in the cut. And I'm looking to have a decent box. And I pull a golden. I decided to go for cut again, even though it was really risky with the pull I had. I get redded, but I'm able to recover with the shroom. So I'm in 5th with the golden. And honestly, I'm planning on saving it for the ending unless I get hit in this area right here, in which case I'll just use it in the shortcuts. Well, now that I have triple shrooms, I realize that I should just golden now. So I start goldening. And this guy right here, he has a horn, and it absolutely ruins me, and I'm unable to get out of drift in time, and I lose a bunch of spots to everyone taking the cut, and I finish in 9th. So, very, very unfortunate first race. That's part of the reason why I'm not a huge fan of DK Pass in this game. I know, blasphemous. I mean, DS DK Pass, like, from DS proper, great track, but in this game, no, it's absolutely terrible. Anyway, next up we have Bowser's Castle, and right before this event I was time trialing, so I decided that I'm ready to go for both the cuts, and I don't quite get this one. The feather is no help and it sends me straight up. So I'm starting off this race in the back, which is fine, so I can get a good item. And coming up, I do decide to go for it just because it is lap 1. I do make it, which is great. It gained me 2 spots. I take the shroom cut, almost fall in lava. I panicked, so I used the other shroom. And this guy uses a mega, so I have to use mine to combat that. And I do end up squishing this guy, so he gets what he deserves. And I try and go for cut again, just because it's L2, and honestly, while I was time trialing it, I was getting it pretty consistently, and I do end up getting it here, and I get the faster version. Now I have 2 shrooms, and whatever I roll from this box, a bomb, so I decide to take the normal route just because of the pull I have. No point in risking it. So I believe I do use 1 shroom here, yep. And now, in 2nd, right behind Jay. And honestly, it's pretty uneventful, just basic driving straight. I do decide to go for the shortcut again, and Jay does too. Jay gets it. I do fall short, and I shroom to get a better respawn, and So I do get the better respawn, but it puts me right in a corner, which was really awkward for the turn. I do pull full shrooms, so I decide that going for the cut is too risky. So I just decided to take the normal path. Oh, I shroom up in the cut. This red shell, I have no clue what happens to it. Now, I use one to get away, and I use one to cut through the off-road, but I messed up the turn, and I end up in the lava. The shock saved me somehow, and I decided to take the glider to get all my speed back. And I do end up getting third after Swell goldens up past me. But third, that's a solid race. So I'm quite happy with that. So we have 14 points after 2 races. And we are in 6th overall and only 10 points behind the leader. Third race, we got Whistletop Summit. I do not like this track. I know a lot of people do because of all the cool tech, and it is pretty cool. I'm just bad and I can't do it, so I don't have very high hopes for this track. So I start out in the back. As you can see, I don't really have the rail grinding down. And I accidentally attached to this rail, which is fine. I mean, we can then sit in the back for a little bit because it's only L1. Actually, this is like the first time I've actually hit like the rail sequence, and it's the basic rail sequence. But then I get a head bump, and I get sent at a weird angle. So, going into L2, I'm in 7th. I tried doing something fancy. It didn't work, per se, but, I mean, I improvised, and it was fine. I do get a golden shell, which works out in my favor, because I can collect all these coins on the rail. And I do get my box stolen, so I am without an item for a little bit. I decided to go for the double, just so I can get some items. I pull blue triple shrooms, so I use the blue at the cut so I can shroom through the cut. But little do I know, first is right there, and the guy right there also gets blued. So I decided to take safer lines. Now, with 20 coins, I am set up in a really good position. Second does have triple shrooms, but they messed up, so now I am sitting real pretty with Mushroom Feather. Until this guy right here steals it. And now I'm just praying that the other guy used his shroom. That way I can keep first, and he didn't, and he shrooms through the cut, and I get second. So, really unfortunate, but I am very happy with the second place on Whistletop Summit because I have struggled in the past on this track. So, not bad at all. We have 26 points going into the next race, and we are 6 down on the leader in second place.
Down 6 to the point leader. Honestly, I'm happy with my performance.
And now we've got Great Question Block Ruins. I love this track. This track is so cool. There's so much tech to it, as I'm sure all of you who are watching know. But I have practiced this track over and over again. I do decide to take the safe version of the rail. And I typically do that every lap, just because that's the way I've always time trialed it. I do make a mistake and do accidentally flip to the side. And I go a little too low and I fall off. Which is fine, I only lose one spot because of it. But then I get greened and now I fall to 8th because I can't get a drift out. Which is fine. Being in the spot isn't too bad because of the beginning cut. So if I can pull any shrooms of any kind from the set, I'm looking real nice. Going to lap 2, starting in 9th. Just go ahead, wait, and collect some coins. I do pull a golden, which isn't great for this track, but it's also not bad. So I get a 10th place box to complement the golden, and I pull triple shrooms, which that is really good. But then I get a weird head bounce and somehow save it. So I just use the golden to recover and to take the wall shortcut. I use one shroom through the cut. Now I'm in third with blue coming and 2 shrooms. So I am sitting real pretty right now. Going into the final lap, I get ready to take the shroom cut. I'd go for the safer version, I don't go for the trick, just because it's a little tight. And now I have one shroom at first, so now I have defense for the blue shell, and I can take the ending cut if I want. I do decide to take the lower path and just get a drift and trick like that. And then this red shell comes for me, so I decide to take it, and then I use my shroom to recover. Mappy hits that banana, fortunately, and I have a free flight to first place. And honestly, that was...
So I think I made the right play.
That wasn't a great race in terms of my driving, but I got the job done for lap 3. Well, after first place, I'm on 41 after 4, which is insane pace. I move into first by 1 point, and I am feeling really good about myself at this point. Next up, we get my track pick, Airship Fortress. I also love this track because I have gotten the rail grinding down to a science, but as you all know, lap 1 rail is a scam, but not this time. So I do somehow get it, but then I try something a little too fancy and I mess up. And I drop to 8th because of it. So 8th place box, I get triple shrooms, which is a very good pull. But then I get hit by a bouncing green into the cannon and I drop to 11. So it is not good to fall behind on this track, because if you're in first, you just get a free breakaway. I do pull triple shrooms bill, which is very good. So I go through the cut. This guy uses the mega, which scares me half to death, but I somehow avoid it. I get the rail cut perfectly. I bump the guy off, and somehow he is able to catch up to me at the set. I do get a 10th place box behind the bill, and I pull a golden, which is absolutely incredible. I use the bill now so I can get around the U-turn, and this is basically an extension. So if you don't know where to use the bill, you use it here. So just like that, I went from 10th or so place to 2nd. Now, going into the final lap, I still have my golden. This cheap sheet keeps bumping me and messes up my line, so I have to bail on the rail, and I just start goldening. So I take this golden to 3rd. Guy in front of me has a red. I pull a shroom, which is absolutely incredible, because now I can take the ending cut. Guy throws his red up at first place. He hits him mid-air, so now he's got to respawn. But for some reason, first takes a really wide line, and I just end up in first for free.
And I'll let my live commentary speak for itself.
Oh, please. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
I don't know why that Toadette took such a wide line, and had the Toadette gone like any tighter on that last turn, I was probably screwed out of first. But I got lucky, and now I have a 12-point lead in first. Next up, we've got Toad's Factory. I love this course back on the Wii. I mean, who could not love the music?
Oh, brother!
Anyway, enough of my musical solo. We start off in first, and I go for the gridiron cut, I do get bumped a lot, and I made a jank version of it, but I made it nonetheless. So starting lap 2, I am in second with a green shell, which I do get trailed, but I then pull triple green, so I am now sitting pretty with the fence. So I decide to just hold on to this pole for as long as I can, just maintaining the spot I have. And banking that a blue shell will come eventually. So around this turn gets pretty boring, just basic driving. I go for the gridiron cut again, but then the shock happens and I am not able to reattach and I get stuck in the mud. So I lose a couple of spots. I'm going into lap 3 in third.
So bad.
And I decide to stay committed to the boost path. And I am in second with a feather. Nappy in front of me doesn't have anything of value, but Kamek does throw my grip off, so I am having to take the turn a little slow. But then there's a bitty buddy that hides right behind the box. So I'll have to take the gridiron as best as I can, but I get weird air and I drop a couple of spots and I end up in 6th place. Which isn't bad, but for the amount of time I spent in the front, I was a little disappointed by it. I do still have 63 points after 6 races, which is unbelievable pace. And I am up by a full race, so even if I get last and the guy gets first, I would still be in first. But going to the next race, we got Dry Bones Burnout. I was about to say Dry Bone Dunes, like from 8 Deluxe, just because reflex. But I start out in the back, and Reeps here steals my box. But, I mean, he was on 16 points when I was on 63, so he was having it a little rough. So, that's fine. I get an 11th place box. I do, unfortunately, fall off the top half, but it doesn't really matter because I pull golden triple shrooms. So, I'm just able to take both cuts anyway. Going to lap 2, I am in 6th place. I am able to not get the box because it gets stolen again. I mean, in this game, getting your box stolen is so common.
Again, I do
Everyone's fighting for it. When this guy starts throwing hammers, I do manage to dodge all the chaos. So now I've got a single shroom and bananas. It does get shocked out of me on the glider, which is good for me because I still keep all my momentum. So I am in second with bomb and triple greens, right behind Francois. I am able to get the wall ride into the cut, but so does first place. So going into lap 3 in second. I throw the bomb up in hopes of hitting Francois. I do miss just barely. I take the cut a little slow, so Francois is going to gain some time getting away from the pack. I am going to throw the triple greens back in hopes that I get a shroom, and I do pull the shroom. So I am going to save the shroom, hopefully. So the plan is to take the wall cut and then the final lava cut. However, I unfortunately fall from the top after trying to go for the rail. So now I'm stuck for just going for the basic ending cut. And everyone shrooms up, and I end up getting red shelled. And I only lose 2 spots for it, so it's not too bad, but 6th was much worse than I bargained for. And Mappy also got a good race, gaining up on me, and Francois as well. So now I have a 10-point lead in first after 7, which is still a very good lead, but my race insurance is now gone.
I do not like this
Next up, we got
track.
Moo Moo Meadows. I have never really been a fan of this track. Not in any game it's been in, Wii, 8 Deluxe, or this one. I tried going for the rail cut, but I failed because I'm bad at the game. And now I am without an item. I do get a draft, so that takes me up to 3rd. And I decided to go for a single box because everyone was trying to fight for the double. So I decide to take the cut right here, and I go for the double this time. So and the guy from behind trails me with triple greens. So I do drop to 8, but there is a lot happening in the pack, so I just decided to stay back and go for coins. Starting lap 2 in 10th, I decide to bag at the set. And looking for something good, I pull Bill into a golden, which is pretty good, I'd say. So I hold this Bill for a little bit. I'm going to jump into the shortcut, then to use the Bill. I then get dropped off in 8th, where I am immediately met with a boomerang. I do get an 11th place box, so I decide to golden up here, and I pull a star, which is very good. So as I'm goldening up, I'm deciding where I want to use this star, as I get whatever I get behind it. I pull triple shrooms, which is an amazing pull. So now I'm prepared to take all the shortcuts. But then this guy bumped me into the off-road, so I'm forced to use a star. I try going for the fancy cut. I run into the wall. Very unfortunate. And I'm waiting for this guy to throw triple reds. He does. I get both shrooms up. And I go for the single, but as I'm dropping spots, I get a 9th place box and pull a golden shell. Very unfortunate. So, I am getting a bad race. I end up in 10th. And just like that, all of my insurance is gone.
Competition do well? No, they didn't do great. Yeah, so we're chilling. We're chilling.
And just like that, my 10-point lead was cut to 5.
Bad.
And now, it's anyone's game.
Okay, so last 2 races were
Next up, we've got Dino Dino
Who
Jungle,
comes back?
or as I like to call Shortcat Jungle. So going into the first set, I somehow get all the way up to 3rd, and I pull triple shrooms, which I have no clue how. I use one through the cut, I do get trailed, so I am forced to use another. And I save the last shroom for the cut. I do get trailed and get a head bounce. But going after the cut, I am in 3rd. So, at this point, I'm just looking for another set of shrooms to be able to take the cut 2 more times. So, starting lap 2 and 3rd, I get triple greens, which was not what I was looking for, but the fence is nice. Unfortunately, 2nd also pulls triple greens. But now, as I threw them away, they're all gone. I pull a shroom, so I decide that I'm going to save it for lap 3. I only get passed by one person taking the cut. And going into lap 3, I'm just hoping for a blue, and I can hold my triple greens as defense until I get to the cut. So here we go, start of lap 3. I go for the rail grind. I get a wall grind instead, which is fine. The guy in 2nd messes up. I don't know how. He got hit by something. But all I'm looking for at this point is to hold this green so my shroom doesn't get stolen, and I now am able to take the cut, and now I am in 1st. And that shock is so good for me, because now no one else has an item to take the cut, and anyone who tried to is stuck in the cut. So now I have a free ride to 1st, and just like that,
Let's go, baby.
we are back on top. And that was a clutch race to get first because my competition was right behind me. So Yolantis the Nabbit was in 3rd overall. Mappy was in 2nd, and he got 4th.
Alright, perfect.
So my competition was right behind me, so getting first was absolutely huge. Next up we have Choco Mountain, and this track is absolutely terrible. I did not like it in 8 Deluxe, and they made it even worse. Visually it's great, but the way it plays is just not it. I mean, the ending shortcut where you have to take 3 shrooms to get through it is absolutely broken. And you might be saying, well, Dino Jungle has the same shortcut. I mean, yeah, but this area right here, you just get absolutely no items. Dino Jungle doesn't really have a section like that. A lot of it's very open. So I end up getting hit, and I drop to 5th place. So going into lap 2 in 6th, I take the cut to try and get ahead. I move up to 3rd. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what I'm saving the shroom for, but blue is now out, so that hits that guy over there. Now, for some reason, I think I can turn on smart steering like it's 8 Deluxe, and I shroom into the out of bounds. Very unfortunate. I do drop to last. My muscle memory took over trying to turn on smart steering. But oh well. I pulled Bill triple shroom, so I plan to use the Bill at the first cut after the finish line. So I use the Bill in the cut, and it takes me to 7th, which isn't bad. Now I want to save the triple shrooms, but being in the pack, I am bound to get hit. So I end up using a shroom to recover to get through the off-road. Then I get hit by a football. I'm slow through here, so I have to use another shroom. And then I get hit by a chuck. So now I have to burn all 3. And while everyone else is taking the cut, I am left behind. I do also only get a single box, so that does not help my case. And it's a good thing I got first to last race, because I should have gotten last, but fortunately the shy guy hit a banana right before the line, so I do get an extra point. Unfortunately for me, Mappy gets a good race, and now I only have a 3-point lead. Now, you might be wondering why I'm including this, and someone repicked Great Question Block Ruins. So, as I keep this in mind, the roulette spins, I'm not really thinking about it. But then I realize it starts to slow down, and I realize, oh wow, it's gonna pick it again. So, like I said before, I love this track, so I am thanking my lucky stars that someone accidentally repicked it. And for this race, I'm not even gonna talk. I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the show. And with that, I pretty much solidify my first place. As I wait for the race to end to look at the standings, the Atlantis and Mappy also get a good race, so they are close behind, but I do have an 8-point lead now, so as long as I don't fail horribly on the last track, I'm looking good. Final race, we get my pick, Far Away Oasis, and I have been practicing this track with the whole avoiding the water section and the sequence leading up to it, so I have very high hopes going into this one. I do get a little scared that Mappy is going to bump me. Mappy does, but I am able to stick the rail. And I overcompensate just a little, and I do miss the railing, so I am going to have to take the water all the way around. It is a bit unfortunate, but this track very much awards being in the back. Somehow I pulled golden triple shrooms in 9th. I don't know how, but I will take it. So I use my golden here. I cut through this little patch of off-road into the water. There is a guy behind me with triple reds, so that is a little scary. And I do end up getting hit by one, but I am able to recover, so it's not a big deal. So now 5th place, I somehow make it onto the rail, and I overcompensate again. So a bit unfortunate, but it's fine because I have mushrooms, so I am able to take the bottom cuts, and then I fall off. Which isn't great because now I lose my items, and now I do drop 3 spots. But what's worse is that head bump I get, and it sends me way high up in the air, slows me down, and I get redded as a result. So going into the final lap, I am in 11th. Mappy is back here too, so as long as Mappy doesn't have a good race, we are doing okay.
I feel sorry.
But then, this happens.
That's not great, but
I was beside myself,
Mappy didn't do well, so hopefully the rest of my
looking at the results screen, hoping that I didn't lose first, and
tied first?
I tied for first.
You tied first with Mappy. Alright, that's
Which, I mean, I didn't lose it, but I much would have rather had a solo first.
Alright, well, I'm glad that it didn't matter, but holy fumble.